The answer to Star Trek, Discovery's test for Captain Michael Burnham, Sonequa Martin Green, and Cleveland Booker, David Ajala, on the Trill homeworld is a throwback to a classic episode of Star Trek, the original series. In Star Trek, Discovery Season 5, Episode 3, Janal, written by Kyle Jarrow and Lauren Wilkinson and directed by Andy Armaganian, Janal, the Trill symbiont occupying the body of Dr. Hugh Culber, Wilson Cruz, insists the next piece of the puzzle is on a path winding through the territory of Itronox, huge, aggressive insectoids that stand in the way of Book and Burnham retrieving the clue. In Star Trek, the original series Season 1, Episode 26, The Devil in the Dark, a monster lurks in the mines of Janus 6, killing miners and destroying equipment, and the USS Enterprise is called in to investigate. Based on the presence of mysterious silicon spheres littering the caves, Mr. Spock, Leonard Nimoy, surmises the creature is silicon-based. That masks the creature from sensors, so Spock and Captain James T. Kirk, William Shatner, enter the mines, phasers drawn, to do what must be done to maintain mining operations. Through a mind meld, Spock learns that the creature is called a Horta, and is killing miners to protect her eggs. The answer to Star Trek, Discovery's Trill test is in TOS, and lower decks. The Star Trek monster trope is a good way to judge one's character. Like the Horta in Star Trek, the original series, the Trill Itronox in Star Trek, Discovery are unknown, aggressive adversaries protecting the same treasure, their own offspring. After being pierced by an Itronox stinger, Book clocks a collection of stones as Itronox eggs. Michael suggests communicating with the creatures much the same way that Spock deduces that the silicon spheres are Horta eggs and initiates a mind meld with the Horta in Star Trek, the original series. Book's attempt to connect via Queegian empathy is stymied when the Itronox won't cooperate, but the cloaking insectoids comply after Book and Burnham, like Kirk, drop their phasers to prove non-aggression. An unknown life form displaying aggression to protect their young has become a classic Star Trek trope that's played straight on Star Trek, Discovery, but gets a more lighthearted treatment in Star Trek, Lower Decks, Season 4, Episode 8, Caves. Lieutenant Samantha Rutherford, Eugene Cordero, is trapped in a cave with the fearsome Graflax, so Rutherford communicates with the Graflax using a modified tricorder and learns the cave monster in Star Trek, Lower Decks is like the Horta, a protective parent fighting off outsiders entering their territory. How someone reacts to perceived monsters is a good way to gauge morality, which Janal tells Burnham and Book is exactly the point.